Good morning. In the previous video we have seen this switch case example where we have taken input as a integer value. Now we'll just remove this parse and we'll see what happens to our program. Control this. Go to browser, go to our working folder, switch demo.html, loading. Yes, I got x values. Here I'll enter 2. Okay. What we got? Default case is activated. But what should we have to get? When I have kept case 2, I should get case 2 is activated. But this is not happened. Why? Because here in prompt it is accepting as a string value, so this value and this case expression is not matching. When it is not matching, what happens? It will go to the default case, and in the default case we will get default case is activated. Now to get that, what we have to do? So we will change our this particular program. Just copy paste. Write it in a new editor, Control V. Here what we'll do, in switch case we'll enter your choice. Here what we have to do is we'll just write a program on checking whether the entered thing is vowels or consonant. That program will write. Okay. So here you have to write A. What we have to write here? A is a vowel. A, E. Total vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Here also that vowel. I, vowel. O is also vowel. Next, another vowel is U. And default is if it is not A, I, O, then they are called as consonants. Save it. Switch demo1.html. Save. Here I am not parsing because I want a string variable. Now we'll just execute our program. Switch to demo1.html and output I got enter your choice. So here I let I. Okay, I got vowel. And again I will recompile. I will write 5. I got consonant. Then P I have entered. P I have entered. I pressed OK. I got consonant. So this is a simple program to check whether the entered character is vowel or consonant. A most repeated question or a program which will be asked in switch case. Next, after switch case, we are having while loop. So conditional statements are over. Now we are going for iterative statements. In iterative statements, or we simply call it as loops, so in that we are having while loop, do while loop and for loop. So first we will see while loop, the most basic loop in JavaScript is while loop. The purpose of while loop is to execute a statement or code block repeatedly as long as an expression is true. Once the expression becomes false, the loop terminates. If you look the flow chart, while condition and conditional code, here if condition is true, then it will execute the code block, and then it just repeats until the condition is true. Then when condition is false, it will just come out of our loop. If you see the syntax is same as our C language. While expression or while condition, whatever you want to write, you can write. Open flower bracket, statements to be executed if expression or condition is true. In this particular program is written where it says first HTML body and script written variable count. Initially is taking count variable as 0. Document.write starting loop, well count less than 10. Means count is initially 0, 0 less than 10, condition is true. It will come to document dot write current count is equal to 0, count plus plus, means count will become 1. It will go above 1 less than 10, document dot write count will become 1, here press plus. Now it will become 2, 2 less than 10, it will print count, again count increments, 3 less than 10, 4 less than 10, 5 less than 10, 6 less than 10, 7 less than 10, 8 less than 10, 9 less than 10. I'll get the code. Then comes 10. 10 less than 10, here condition fails. It will come out of the loop and it will print document dot write loop stopped. Then closing script and paragraph written, set the variable to different value and then try. Close body and close HTML. We'll just copy this code and then we'll execute. It's your wish writing type or not. Simply you can remove also. So here while count less than 10, document dot write current count, and closing script, closing body and closing HTML. This I will save it as while demo dot html. Save. And then execute while demo .html. We have got all the code. Let's see what happens, what is the mistake we have done. Here double quotes we got, and the less just see got the output. Starting loop, current count is equal to 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and loop stopped, and then we got set the variable to different value and then try. This is basic while loop program which prints 0 to 9, or if you want you can add here 0 less than or equal to 10, control yes. Save it, and we will get 1 to 10 values, 0 to 10 values, loop stopped, and got a message of which we have written in paragraph. Now in this while loop we have a most famous program which we always write, that is finding out the reverse of a number using while loop. So we'll write that program. HTML body h1 reverse of number, close h1 tag, close body tag. Then open script tag. Into script tag we have to enter value. So I'll take input from keyboard. Variable number is equal to prompt, enter a number. Then we declare some more variables. Variable I, variable rev is equal to 0, then we'll tell the compiler that this is an integer value, so we use parseInt method. Then comes our while loop. While number should be greater than 0, I is equal to number %10, rev is equal to rev into 10 plus I, num is equal to num percent divided by 10. This is the code to reverse a number. Then we have to print the result. Document.write reverse of number is equal to plus rev then we close our script, then we close our HTML tag, then we save it rev.html, then we'll just compile rev.html. Yes, it is asking number. I'll enter 1 2 3, so I should get output as 3 2 1. What I am getting, reverse of num is equal to infinity. So why I am getting this? We need to check our program. Here what is happening is, it is dividing by 10, as we told number is integer, but it is for the data type for number as well as float. For everything we have only one type, that is var. So it will store all string value, it will store number value, store all, it will store. So here it is accepting dot values, that's why we got. So what we have to do is we have to write math dot floor just save it, then we'll just recompile 1 2 3. Okay, what I got, 3 2 1, reverse of number. How actually it is happening is, here what I have taken 123. So 123 is greater than 0, so it is true. So here what we have done, we have written 123 percentile 10, which is nothing but 3, right? We got I value 3, then REV is initially 0, so what we got 0 into 10 plus 3, so we will get only 3. So 0 into 10 is 0, and plus 3 we got 3. Then num by 10, so number value is 123 divided by 10. What we will get, 123 divided by 10. When we are not using floor, math.floor, we used to get 12.3. But when we are using math.floor, what happens? What we will get? We get only 12. Right? So num value was changed from 123 to 12. So what happens now? The number is changed to 12. Is 12 greater than 0? Yes, it is greater than 0. Condition is true. It is entering into the loop. So what do we got? 12 percentile 10. What is 12 percentile 10? It is 2. Then we have REV value as 3, so 3 into 10 plus 2, what is that? 30 plus 2 is 32, right? Then our number value is 12, so 12 divided by 10, what will get? We will get only 1, right? Now again we will go to the checking condition. New value is 1. 1 greater than 0? Yes, it is greater than 0. Again it will enter into the loop. Then number is 1 percentile 10. What is 1 percentile 10? It is 1. Then REV value is 32, so 32 into 10 plus what is I value? It is 1. So what you get, 32 into 10 is 320, 320 plus 1 is 321, right? Then number value is 1 by 10. What is 1 by 10? It is 0. Now again it goes to the while. We'll check 0 greater than 0. 0 greater than 0, condition fails. So when it is condition fails, it goes to the document.write. So what we are doing, we are printing REV value. This is the REV. So what is the value available in REV? We are having 321 as the value. So what is my input? Input is 123. So 123 reverse is 321. So this is how this while loop is going to execute repeatedly till our condition, whatever we are given, is true. When it is false, it will just come out of this loop and then it will print this, or it will activate this next lines. So if you again see this, now I entered 123 and I have pressed OK. I got reverse of a number as 321. So this is how the while program is executed, and this is the most repeated important program, finding out reverse of a number. Then we are having one more while loop, that is do while. Here in do while, the do while loop is similar to while loop, except that the condition checks happen at the end of the loop, and this means that the loop will always be executed at least once, even if the condition is false. So if you see the flow chart of do while, so do here, first code is executed, then it will check for condition. If condition is true, again the code is executed. If it is false, it will come out of the loop. You see the syntax: do, flower bracket open, and we will write the statements that are to be executed here, and then we will just close our flower bracket. Then we will write our while expression or condition, and then give a semicolon. You see the difference. In the while loop we will not use semicolon, but here in do while we will use semicolon for while loop. Here if we check, the sample code is given for do while, that is HTML body script has written variable count is equal to 0, it is given, document dot starting loop do. So it is not checking the condition, simply it is printing count is equal to 0. Then later on count is incremented, and count is incremented, it will come to while loop, it will check zero less than 5, yes it is true, so it will go above in the do, and it will again activate this. Now count is 1, count is incremented, count will become 2, 2 less than 5, 3 less than 5, 4 less than 5, 5 less than 5, condition fails, and then will be stopped, and then closing script, closing everything. We'll see this program. Here we'll just modify our while loop program. Here this will just control X. Here we'll write while. Here we'll write do. Then we'll save our program. We'll execute. See, 0 to 9 I got, loop stopped. So this is do while. So do while here difference we'll see. Here I will write 10 count value and I will write save. Compulsory this count will be printed. You see. See. I got 10 and then loop stop. So even though the condition is failing, for once it is printing. So that's the difference between while and do while. So while loop, it will first check the condition and then execute the code. Here do while, it will first execute the statement and then check the condition. So with this what happens is compulsory one line will get. In the program, here I have given count less than 10 and value I have given 10. So 10 less than 10 condition fail. Even the condition is failing, I am getting this particular line is being executed. So that's the difference between while and do while. And next, we'll go to the next loop, an important loop, that is for loop, mostly used loop in programming languages. The for loop is the most compact form of looping. It includes the following three important parts: the loop initialization, that is where we try to initialize our variables or counters to a starting value, and this initial statement is executed before the loop begins. Then we'll write the condition or a test statement where we test our condition. If it is true, then it will enter into the loop. It will execute the statements. If the condition is wrong, the control will come out of the loop. Then we have iteration statement, that is increment or decrement we will write, or we just increment the counter or decrement the counter or the variable whatever we have declared in the initialization section. If you see the flow chart, we will write condition. If it is false, it will come out. If it is true, it will execute the code. Again it will check the condition. If it is false, it will come out. If it is not false, it will just, if it is true. This loop is repeated unless the condition is false. You see the syntax of for loop: for initialization, semicolon, test condition or simply condition, then iteration statement, that is increment or decrement will use, then close parenthesis, we'll open flower bracket, then we'll write the statements to be executed if the condition is true, and then we'll close flower bracket. So here a sample program is given. HTML body, then script, a count variable is given. Document.write starting loop. For, if you see this particular for loop, for count is equal to 0 is called initialization of a variable. Then count less than 10 is test condition or the condition. So count is initially 0, 0 less than 10, condition true. It will enter into the loop, this loop, and it will execute this particular line. Then here this count is incremented. Count will become 1. Then it will come here. It will check this 1 less than 10. True. It will execute this particular statement. Again increment takes place. Count is 2, 2 less than 10, executes. Again count increments 3, 3 less than 10. This line is executed, these two lines. Then count is 4, condition is activated. 5 activated, 6 activated, 7 it will activate, 8 it will activate, 9 it will activate, 10 less than 10, condition phase. So it will come out of the for loop and then it will execute document.write loop stopped. If we try to execute this particular code, we'll see what happens. So we'll just change this code a little bit. We'll try to enter value from keyboard prompt. No, not needed for this. So we have written this code. We'll just save this. Write for demo .html. Save. And just go to our browser. For demo .html. See, we got the output 0 to 9 and loop stop. So here what is happening is here count is 0. So first it will take 0, it will take 0 less than 10. So when 0 less than 10, condition is true, it will execute this. Then count increments. So count here is 0 plus plus means count will become 1. Then it will come back. It will go back. The 0 will become 1. Condition 1 less than 10, condition true. This 2 will be executed, and this count is incremented. It will become 2, and then it will change to 2. Then it will execute. Then count is incremented. It will become 3. 3 less than 10. It will execute this 2. Then 3 will become 4. This will become 4 less than 10. And then it will execute. Then count is increments. And then 5. 5 less than 10. Again this will execute. So here, if we see the steps here, this is step 1. This is step 2. And this is step 3. Sorry, this is not step 3. These are step 3s. This block of code is step 3, and this count will become step 4. So first step 1 is activated, then it will go to step 2, then this step 3 will be executed, then it will go to step 4. From step 4 again it will go back to step 2. So this particular loop repeats until unless this condition is failed. So if you see, if it is going on like that, it will reach to 10. 10 less than 10. It won't execute this step 3, so it will go to loop stopped. So this is about our for loop, a simple for loop which is printing 0 to 9. With for loops we can write many programs. There are plenty of programs on for loop. Now we'll just change a little bit for this. Here we have used count plus plus. Now what happens if we use decrement operator? Here we have to initialize it to 10, and then count we have to change to 0, and then count should be minus minus. So what I have changed? I have changed everything, the coding. Earlier initialization was 0. So why it was 0? So we have given plus plus. Now I have given the maximum value 10, and 10 greater than 0. Yes, it is true. Count minus minus. So when I change this code, what happens we will see in the browser. Execute. See what we got. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 5 4 3 2 1 and loop stopped. So in the reverse order we got the values. How we got the values? Here initially count is 10 and here 10 greater than 0, condition is true, so it is executing this current count, so I got 10. Then it will go to count minus minus, it will become 9. It will come here 9 greater than 0, yes, it will execute this. Then 8 greater than 0, then this. 7 greater than 0, then this. 6, yes, true, this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then 0 greater than 0, condition fail, loop stop. So if you see, we haven't got any 0. This is simple for loop where we have changed the counter, and some more we will see in the later videos. Thank you.